Are you tired of struggling in Warzone or feeling like you're the worst player on your squad? Getting better at Warzone is actually way easier than you think. So in today's video, we're going to be exploring 3 different methods that you can use to easily get better than 99% of players. So when it comes to getting better at Warzone, the biggest thing that we need to focus on and really practice is our aim and movement. That's going to allow us to consistently win gunfights, especially against players of all skill levels. So here's the outline for today's video. It's very simple. I'm going to give you 2 methods, one on Black Ops 6, one on Warzone, that will really allow you to improve your aim and movement quickly. Then I've got you with 2 community member gameplay reviews, one on Rebirth, one on Verdansk, where we're breaking down gameplay that probably looks a little bit more similar to yours, a little bit more like normal gameplay, really focusing on things they're doing well, areas they're struggling, and overall how they can improve. Now, if you do not have Black Ops 6 multiplayer, go ahead and fast forward to method number 2. That's going to be all about you getting better within Warzone. If you do have Black Ops 6 multiplayer, we're setting up a private match. Some of you guys have been doing this for many years now. Some of you, this might be the first time you're ever seeing this. This is hands down the best way to go about getting better aim and movement. Now let's go ahead and set up our game, then we'll kind of talk through how to actually use it. In terms of our game mode, we're going free-for-all. It's the easiest game mode to get ourselves into a ton of gunfights as fast as possible, which, carrying that over into our map, we just want a really small map. I love Nuketown. I love Nuketown Holiday. I was doing Skyline for a while, but honestly, at the end of the day, guys, Nuketown is like the best option when it comes to small maps. Then we go to game rules here. Time limit, I always put this on 45 minutes. I don't want to worry about the time running out. Score limit, if you want to set an actual score, you can. You could just bump this up to 200 and shoot your gun as much as you want to, get as many kills as you want to, and then you can go ahead and when you're ready, you can go in-game into Warzone. Match start time is going to be 5 seconds. This is just going to get you into the game quicker. This is one of the most important things here. Max health. For me personally, I have found that 200 points most likely resembles the Warzone TTK. 250 is going to be longer. Now, I know what you're saying. Joe, the Warzone health is 300. You're right, it is 300. But Warzone guns and Black Ops 6 multiplayer guns have different damage values. So I have found that the TTK at 200 health is very similar to the Warzone TTK. If you're really struggling with aim and movement and being precise with that right stick, especially kind of for that longer TTK, bump it up to 250. This is just going to force you to be extra precise with that right stick. And I'll actually do it at 250 and show you that in game. When it comes to team, guys, we don't have to worry about anything right here. I'm going to turn score streaks off. I leave perks on. Now, everything else remains the same. I would not recommend doing headshots only mode because then it basically headshots are one shot. So I would not worry about that. We're going to go in and set up our bots here. We're going to put 7 on recruit. We're going to keep this very simple. My goal is to work on my aim and movement, not have to play super sweaty when I'm just trying to get a warm up in or try to improve, which this is also a great warm up for those of you guys before you jump in. Then from here, guys, we're going to keep this very simple. Honestly, just go with the gun that oh, there's the LC10. Go with the gun that you use in game. That's it. Go with the SMG that you use in game. That's if you use the C9, if you use the PPSH LC10, I use the LC10. So let's go ahead and jump in here. We're going to go ahead and start this game. Now you can use this as a 30-minute, I'm going to really work on improving, or you can use this as a 5-minute warm-up. You know, if you only have an hour to play, it's still beneficial to jump in here for 5 minutes and really focus on working on that aim and movement and kind of getting ready to actually drop in, shooting your gun before you actually drop in. Now from here, guys, there's really 3 main things that we're going to be focusing on: aim, movement, and centering. Okay, so obviously we're going to be working on movement fluidity, making sure you're timing your slide cancels around corners. Okay, so that's just one thing that we're going to really be focusing on. And understand these bots, guys, are not going to, this is the 250 health, right? So you can kind of see how the health of these bots is, I feel like it's just a little bit longer. It's just a little bit longer than Warzone, right? Really forcing us to be precise with that right stick. So we're focusing on basic movement, okay? Slide canceling around corners, making sure, and dying's fine, guys. It's not that big of a deal. We're just worried about aim, movement, and centering here. Making sure we're using basic movement. We're slide canceling around corners. We're centering our crosshairs. Obviously, we're strafing while shooting, right? Strafing left and right to take less damage. We're getting in that habit of just, hey, as I'm shooting here, I'm just going to increase that rotational aim assist. We're making sure we're hitting shots. Now, let's talk about the aim dynamic, because obviously that is the biggest thing that we want to be focusing on, is how do we use this to get better aim? Now, what I would recommend here is you go into your settings, and what you do is you go over to the ADS sensitivity multiplier, and you bump this up to like a 1.4 or 1.5. Here's why. Let me answer the first question. No, let me answer this question. What this is going to do, and you can see me shooting, but see how sensitive this is now when I'm aimed down sight? This is 1.5 times my normal sensitivity. Okay, so it's 1.5 times my normal sensitivity when I'm aimed down sight. You're going to have to be really, really soft on the right stick and really precise, allowing you to learn how to make those little adjustments, right? So we got to be soft. We got to strafe a little. We can't be overcorrecting. You can see me overcorrecting a little bit right there. But the biggest reason that I love this, guys, is because it's horizontal and vertical, meaning it's not only going to be this way, right? But it's also very sensitive this way. So not only are we working on basic tracking of enemies, but I'm also working on making sure I'm not over pulling down on that right stick, and I'm still mixing in those high damage areas right there. And we can just, I mean, if we want to, we can just sit here and just shoot. We don't have to necessarily move. Although if you really want to work on high damage areas, mixing in those high damage areas, you can see it right here. And guys, I'll bump this up all the way to 2. This is just from years and years of me doing this practice. I'll bump this all the way up. I'll bump it literally as high as possible and make this really, really difficult. Okay, so I'm at a 4 right now. This is 4. Oh my gosh. This is 4 times. That's 4 times my normal sensitivity. So I'm playing on like, yeah, this is just absolutely insane. But you can see, this is what will happen to a lot of you guys in the beginning. You're going to be all over the place until you learn to be really, really precise with that right stick. That is actually kind of crazy. So let me bump this back down to 1.5, and let's talk about why I don't like doing no aim assist. There's a lot of people out there who will say, hey, do no aim assist. And here's what I've noticed. Let me actually do no aim assist. Okay, let me bump this down to 0.85 here. We're going to turn aim assist off. What I've noticed is when I do no aim assist, I tend to remove strafing, right? Because when I'm strafing, I'm like trying to track, but I end up getting wiggly. I end up getting all over the place like this way, trying to correct. You know, you could see like I'm a little bit all over the place there. And I just feel like what's going to end up happening to a lot of you guys is you're going to stop strafing and you're going to create that bad habit. So instead of focusing on strafing and shooting and being precise with the right stick, you're going to like stop strafing because you're going to be all over the place here. You're going to be like this, and you're going to get frustrated because your aim's going to struggle, and you're trying to like counteract, right? So like when I'm strafing this way, I'm trying to track this guy, and obviously with no aim assist, that's very, very difficult to do. So I go aim assist on, and I bump this up to a 1.5 ADS multiplier. So really what this looks like, guys, whether you do this for 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it may be, you could shoot some, and you could just see, man, this just feels, I'm back, this is 1.5, right? So now all of a sudden, guys, because you've gotten so used to that higher sensitivity and being precise with that right stick, when we then bump this back down, like your aim is going to feel so sticky. It is going to feel just insanely sticky. It's going to feel so easy to hit shots. You're also not going to be over pulling down on that right stick. You're going to be able to consistently hit high damage areas. You're also still going to have that strafing already mixed. That guy went down. You're still going to have that strafing mixed in. I should answer that of like, do I think you should have it so that players go down? No, guys, just shoot your gun. Stop trying to, don't make this more complicated than it needs to be. Where's this guy? Yeah, we're feeling, I mean, my aim already feels so much better. So let's go ahead and jump into the Warzone method, guys. If you do have Black Ops 6 multiplayer, I would still recommend you do the Warzone method as well, because that's how we really start to focus on aim and movement against better players. So let's go ahead and jump into that. So when it comes to improving within Warzone, whether this is after your BO6 multiplayer warm-up, or if you only have Warzone and you're just really trying to work on your aim and movement, the biggest thing that I always look for is a limited time mode, or we usually always have Plunder. And here's why. In this case, guys, the gameplay in the back is going to be Clash, this 50v50 team deathmatch type mode that is actually on Verdansk. But here's the biggest reasons why these are so great for improving. Number one, real gunfights against real people. So there's no bots in these game modes or anything like that. You're going to be going up against real people, forcing you to really work on that aim and movement dynamic. You're going to have to improve your execution so that you're starting to get more kills. But at the end of the day, number two, if you die over and over and over again, there's really no loss to you, right? If you queue in a battle royale and you go in, you loot up for 2 minutes and then you die and then you lose gulag, well, you gotta queue again. Same thing with resurgence. You fly in, you die, and then you kind of get boots on the ground, you die again. Like, it's very easy to get frustrated. In these limited time modes like Clash or Plunder, what it allows us to do is fly in with loadout and with perks every single time and get back into the action much quicker. There's not a ton of value to our life, so that allows us to kind of make mistakes but also really work on that aim and movement. The third thing is BR dynamics, right? We have 300 health. It's on Verdansk. We have mini-map ping, so you can really work on understanding where enemies are. We have Omni movement. We obviously have Omni movement in multiplayer, but it is different in Warzone, so we can really work on that movement dynamic. We obviously have loadouts. We have perks. We have lethals and tacticals. We can sort of play it as if we're in normal BR gunfights against real players. Now, when it comes to what should we be focusing on, we're going to be focusing on a lot of the same things. We're going to be focusing on centering and anticipation, putting our crosshairs where we think enemies are going to be, allowing us to get that first shot off. Aim and hitting high damage areas, making sure you're being consistent, making sure you're getting the fastest TTK possible, and really working on tracking those enemies. Number 3, using basic movement to win gunfights. Not trying to do anything too fancy, just slide canceling, making sure our movement is fluid. This is a great opportunity to practice that movement fluidity. Also, be able to practice your outplay potential, right? You're put in an uncomfortable situation. You've got to work on having fluid movement to break those lines of sights, to get out of that situation, at which point you can figure out how you want to re-challenge that enemy. Number 4 is actually what I just said, finessing and getting comfortable with getting shot at. A lot of you guys get uncomfortable and unsure of what to do when you get shot at. This is a great game mode to get better at that and really understand how to get out of those situations. Number 5 is overall pace and just playing faster. Another area that a lot of you guys struggle is you generally just move too slow around the map and you don't really feel comfortable with a faster paced game at times, and this is going to put you in those uncomfortable situations. But at the end of the day, if you make mistakes, if you don't break the line of sight well, if you do miss shots, if you don't center well, hey, at the end of the day, you're going to fly right back in with your loadouts and your perks. You can go ahead and get right back into that next gunfight. I think that's another big thing to focus on is, why are you dying? Guys, in these game modes, you're going to get third-partied from across the map. You're going to get sniped from 92 meters away on a dude sitting on a random rooftop who just happens to be looking at you as you're fighting a different guy. Don't get frustrated at those deaths, right? Those are what it is. Don't get frustrated because there's a third enemy that happens to roll up just after you kill somebody. I want you to focus on the bad deaths, which are losing your 1v1 fights, and also the good kills of like, hey, I downed that enemy. That was a really good job of me breaking that line of sight and re-challenging. I got the down, but this random enemy killed me. Hey, that's a win right there. We just had a really good situation where we got a kill. At the end of the day, we're going to take that win. Now, 2 things that you can do. Number 1, as you continue to improve, don't plate up as much, okay? So instead of putting 3 plates in, only put 2 plates in. And what does this do for you? Well, this is going to force you to execute at a disadvantage, right? So now you're going into gunfights at 250 health while the enemy has 300 health. And now all of a sudden, after we get a ton of practice with that and we feel comfortable and we understand how to hit high damage areas, we understand how to really use movement to take less damage. Now we go into normal battle royale, we go into normal resurgence, and we're going up against players when we have 300 health. Well, those gunfights just got a whole lot easier. The last thing with these LTMs and Plunder, leveling up guns, guys. It's a great way to do it. So now let's go ahead and jump into community member gameplay reviews. Game 1 on Rebirth, Game 2 on Verdansk. Let's go ahead and jump in. So we're going to kick off the community member gameplay reviews here on Rebirth. If you're only interested in Verdansk, check the timestamp down below. I put the official time that it starts on screen here for you, so you can easily fast forward to when the Verdansk gameplay begins. Now we're going to jump in here with Top Cat, focusing on the 4 main things: aim, movement, positioning, and gameplay strategy. Immediately we get our loadout guns, and guys, we want to capitalize. We still want to get full loadout down so that we can get our perks, but this is a huge advantage early right here. How many times do you pull like sniper or shoddy out of a crate? You know, we need to capitalize on the fact that we have the advantage of loadout guns here early. See what he does. One guy down below. Good centering right there. Oh my gosh. This is actually a big thing, guys. He clearly dies here from lag. Like, you can clearly see that right here, he is just lagging across the screen. Don't lose full over uncontrollable deaths, right? There's certain things that you just can't control, and you just got to be like, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do there versus like you can learn from or get a little bit frustrated when you're like losing a straight up 1v1 fight, right? Something that we could have controlled, a gunfight that we should have won. Like those you can get frustrated from and learn from. But like when that happens, it is what it is. And one thing to really highlight here is when he's flying back in as if he never got loadout and he never died, right? And they're just going to loot up for loadout. He really didn't lose too much from that death there because we're still so early in the game. So you got to control that mental, state and not getting too frustrated in certain situations, especially when you die like that. Oh, he got his loadout guns back, right? So after all that, if he loses full there, like we just lost full for no reason, he still gets his loadout guns back. He literally lost nothing with that death. It didn't change his game at all. What do we got here? Yeah, there was a guy up top. And by the way, guys, if you are looking to get better at Warzone, just give me 30 days. Subscribe down below. Watch my videos. Said this earlier. I promise you'll become a better player. And if not, after 30 days, you can always unsubscribe. This is... Okay, so two things I noticed here. Number one, his aim's a little shaky, okay? So we can kind of see it right here when we slow this down here to 50%. You can kind of see that he's a little bit wiggly right in the middle there. He's just not tracking well. Number two, guys, when we are kind of stuck here, right, in this situation, we need to slide out here one of these directions. Okay, slow peeking this puts us in a really bad spot because what good players will do is they'll just keep shooting here. Like what I would have done is just kept shooting around the tree. So what he needs to do is slide out really far here. And essentially what he does when he slides out and then centers on this enemy right here is all of this is his window to be able to get the kill. And this is an attack sprint and then turn. This is an omni movement slide to the left. I should say this way, slide to the left. Boom. He should slide out. He gets that kill there, but he could have absolutely died in that situation if that guy has a gun. Okay, we'll take the one kill. One guy straight ahead. Good shot. Much better shots right there. His shots look much, much better right there. Obviously, we have meta guns here. $19,000 here. So immediately gameplay strategy-wise, good shots right there. When it comes to warming up, actually, by the way, in Clash, you can absolutely work on your long-range aim. You can absolutely work on your long-range aim, set up on top of a building one game, and just really, really focus on that 30, 40, 50-meter range and be able to obviously work on those longer-range kills that we need to be able to get. Now, he's in an interesting position here because he has perks. He has everything that he needs. He has loadout here. So he's in a really good... Make sure we get plated. I noticed that immediately. Yep. He's playing with randoms, it looks like, which is why he's struggling. He only needs a little bit of cash here to be able to get loadout down. I mean, they have enough, but him individually, he needs like one or two little stacks here. He's in a good spot, but we still want to focus on that team dynamic. He's just got... I mean, somebody's got to drop cash here. Yeah, he's requesting. He's trying. There it is. That guy... Dude, randoms are so weird. Like, I just don't understand why you wouldn't just drop all of your cash. It's so crazy. If you guys do play with randoms, by the way, I'll put a link to my Discord down below in the comments. I have like 20,000 people in my Discord. A lot of people are always looking for teammates. You're better off doing that than playing with randoms. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. Okay, so one of two things either happened here. Because he grabbed... Yeah, so he grabbed his GPR, okay? So one of two things happened here. Mistake number one, okay? Mistake number one is he grabbed the wrong loadout, okay? He grabbed the wrong loadie, right? Or he didn't have his loadout set up correctly with the guns that he wanted. So that's a mistake there. Number one, wrong loadie. Number two, he just chose to hit this free loadout here and go with an 8 attachment GPR or something, right? If this was a choice, this is the wrong choice. Leave this loadout up as long as possible. This way you always have that one of the hardest things in this game, in an area that a lot of you guys struggle, really good job of acting on this information right here. He sees the guy flying in, and then I'll circle back to one of the biggest areas. Really good job here. That guy only has 2 plates. He doesn't have a gun. He's kind of scrambling, trying to open crates. Let's go absolutely put this pressure on this enemy here. But one of the biggest areas you guys struggle is regaining. And regaining gets a whole lot tougher when loadouts are gone. So keep that loadout up as long as possible. We had loadout guns. We had perks. We had lethals and tactical. There's no reason for us to go hit that. Good job anticipating that enemy and where he was going to be. Really good job of kind of thinking about where this enemy could potentially be. Missed shots right there. That's a great example of why aim is the most important thing. The moment that guy gets away, everything becomes a whole lot tougher. What could have happened if he gets that kill? If he gets that kill, right? So he gets the kill, right? So then from there, what happens is we get minimap pings, right? Minimap right here. We figure out where that guy's teammate is. So then from there, we string this together. We get another kill. So then what do? We get minimap pings, right? At which point, boom, we go here. At which point, we get another kill, right? And we really start to string this thing together. But what instead happened, he never got this, which means he doesn't get any of this. That's the importance of this right here. You know, and that was absolutely a kill that he potentially could have gotten or should have had. Nice. You can see when you guys look at this, watch the jitter. This it happens to a lot of you guys. Watch the little jitter right here. Watch how it kind of shakes a little bit right and left. You see that little shake right and left? You see how he's like, it's not fluid. It's not like fluid tracking. That was same thing right here. Watch. This is a great example. Okay. This is a result of him not being fluid and soft on the right stick. Watch. Ready? This right here. Boom. See how he overcorrects that instead of just kind of easily tracking that enemy? That's something that's absolutely going to cause him to miss out on gunfights or potentially take more damage in a gunfight than he actually should. Good job acting on information right here. He saw a bunch of guys left on the minimap. One guy right there. Yeah, not quite able to get that down. We don't have a good angle on this guy. Where's that sniper? Down below him? Uh-oh. We're in a bad spot here. No. Where are you going? Good. Good hip fire right there. Okay. We saw, I mean, I don't... Now, here's the question. Did he... Yeah, I was going to say, did he choose not to push that guy, or did he never see him? Uh-oh. And it cost him. Yep. 100%. Guys, so when we talk about minimap pings after a kill, right? This is a missed opportunity right here. You know, we're kind of seeing... Oh, he was... Actually, no, there he is. He is right here. He just popped up a little late. He's right there, right? So this right here, guys, when I look at this is a 1v1 fight, right? And you have your teammate with you. So that's a 1v1 fight that we absolutely needed to take. Instead, he pushed all the way over this way. That guy ends up shooting at his teammate right here. Boom. Now, all of a sudden, he's going to push over, acting on those weapon pings, right? Really good job acting on the weapon pings, but he ends up getting shot from another enemy that's up top. I mean... Why are we not bleeding out here? Why are we not bleeding out? Green's above. But what are we doing here? We're wasting time. Push this forward. We're still wasting time. Push this forward. We're still wasting time. Push this forward. We're still wasting time. That is just... I mean, you want to talk about killing a game and killing your pace and killing your kill potential. Here's my question for you, okay? This is a big mistake right here. No, there's nobody around you. Your yellow teammate's dead. Your green and blue teammates are nowhere close. He's at, okay, 1 minute here, okay? I want you to remember 1 minute in second circle, okay? So he's right here, okay? So he's now wasted a full minute. This is a 14-minute game here. Rebirth games last 14 minutes. He already wasted a minute just... Oh, by the way, and we still have the resurgence timer. So he is not back in here. Like, look how long this took him to get back in. Right? He just wasted so much time because he didn't simply bleed out. Right? And that's... How many kills can you get in a minute and a half? If you string together kills well, you can get like 5. You can, let's call it bare minimum 2. Right? Maybe 3. Right? So we just wasted a ton of time in this game. Flying back in. Give me a sip of my Dunkin' coffee. I hope everybody's having a great day. I appreciate you guys hanging out. My whole goal is just to help you guys get better. That's it. We're full sending. Nice. Not nice. Literally no reason to do that. We got people all around us. Yeah. Guys, don't full send stuff. Like, you have spawn protection and you have height here. Do you realize how high up you are? Like, people like can't even see you when you first redeploy, right? And even if they can, you have spawn protection. So like, don't full send here, right? Look at what's going on down below. You look for enemies that are down below you. Your teammates are over here in factory, so let's live ping for them. Let's try to give them some intel into what's happening and where enemies are. Here's the other thing I'll add. Man, would be great to have that loadout that's sitting here in Grandma's house. Now, I do think from previous information, we know that there's people Grandma's, but if he didn't hit that loadout in as soon as they bought it, remember, he had his loadout guns, he had his perks from the key card, he had his lethals and tacticals, right? So if he leaves the loadout up at Grandma's, now we have two options for loadouts to hit. We have this one right here, and we have this one right here. Gives us a lot of versatility when flying back in and regaining. Instead, you know, we only have this loadout over here, which he doesn't even consider for some reason. I don't know why he doesn't consider that, but instead he just decides to full send his loadout here. He ends up going down, and now we waste another 20 to 30 seconds, right? And when we talk about wasting time, not only are we wasting the time waiting to fly back in, but we're also wasting the time having to actually regain here again, right? Because now we're flying back in with nothing, and we've got to figure out, okay, how do we get that momentum back? What do we notice right here? Big thing, big thing. Look at everything. Think about what you would do in this situation. I'm just going to give you the answer. 3, 2, 1. Guys, when you fly back in, the first thing you should look at, one of the first things is cash flow, right? So when you guys are flying back in, where is loadout, right? Where is loadout? And look at your cash. Like literally, just make this a checkbox. Just check both of these things off. Because technically speaking, first thing I'm thinking about is he can buy a loadout for his whole squad. Ignore if the loadout's not safe, so be it. We have $10,000 here where even without our teammates, we don't need our teammates in this situation to be able to get a loadout down for us and our whole entire squad. So those are the two things that you really, really want to be focusing. And why do we land here? Why do we land here? I'm a little bit hard on Top Cat here, but I want to be hard on you guys. And this is something if you have the ability to, we're going biometric scheme. Did we lose cash? That's an annoying bug. Ooh, that made me look really, really stupid. Yeah, I look like an idiot now, don't I? I mean, that's just, yeah, that's kind of frustrating. But, okay, good job going with keycard. Obviously, fire sale doesn't change loadout costs. We just need to keep that in mind. I would have probably considered that other loadout. People over here at kind of the island, you can see the fighting happening over that direction. But this is absolutely something you guys should be doing, depending on the amount of time that you have and if you can record. I think everybody can record. You might need a hard drive or something like that, but you can absolutely record on console because a lot of times you're not going to see things in the moment. You're not going to necessarily see the reason that you died. But if you watch your gameplay back and you're noticing that you're missing information or, oh, Joe, I keep dying to campers. Why do I keep dying to campers? Maybe the answer isn't that you're dying to campers. Maybe it's the fact that you're missing weapon pings that are telling you people are in that building and you would have that information, but you're not actually seeing it. So that's where watching gameplay back can be really, really helpful. So he's got 6 here. I think we're at 3 deaths, right? We had the lag one. We had the missed minimap ping, and then we had the full send loadout. 2 of those, in my opinion, are controllable deaths, right? The missed ping after the kill by the boat in factory was a missed opportunity, was a mistake, and obviously full sending loadout was absolutely a mistake. Okay, here we go. Where do you go from here? We go over to island right here, right? We know there's people here from previous weapon pings, right? If we didn't catch this information here, right? If we don't catch this information right here, then we don't know where to rotate when we push up top here. So this is the importance of making sure that we're paying attention to those weapon pings, because right now I am confidently going over here to island. Look, they're still fighting over there. They're still fighting over here. They're still fighting right here. That's easy information. We can go play high ground of industry and easily go third party this situation. I'm okay with him taking the easier kill, but when it comes to getting more kills in games, guys, we got to find more action. This is 1 enemy over here, potentially 8 enemies over at the island. Guy's down, and his teammate's going to get this kill, right? Yep. One guy flying in above. We heard the parachute. Where is he? I don't know. Uh-oh. Good job getting high ground here. A few missed shots there, but that's fine. 2 guys in the stairwell. Where are you going? Oh, that's kind of a cool jump spot. I don't think I knew about that one. Uh-oh. Gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. Nice. Yep, good job finessing there. Good job breaking the line of sight. Again, that's something we can really work on in Clash, is kind of understanding how to break those lines of sight, using those little, you know, jump through this window, turn right under the stairwell. Like, those little things are things that we can really practice and work on. Biggest thing I noticed here is zone. Down below. Notice he's not slide canceling around corners at all. Like, I don't think we've really seen many slide cancels around corners. You know, when you kind of turn this corner here, you want to fly around and just make sure you're centering inside. But you really, like, notice he slow peaks this. There we go. That's better. Nice. Back off. Oh, this is so aggressive. That's a little bit aggressive for my liking. You know, as soon as I basically, the way I would personally play this, biggest thing here and why we don't play super aggressive is because respawn's disabled, right? So if we die here, there's a good chance that we're not coming back. So we just need to keep that in mind. You know, boom, we're able to get that kill. We take a lot of damage here. I would just pause for a second. Hey, let's use this right here. Okay, let's use this. Let's just play it up. Right? Let's slow down here for a second. We know that the enemy is on this side right here. So as long as we keep this between us and the enemy, we can easily play it up here. But instead, he's going to keep challenging and kind of put himself in a bad spot. Does he get away with it this game? Absolutely. But in a different game, he might not get away with that situation. So we got to be really careful there, because we didn't really do much damage on that first enemy when we went to go challenge. This guy's across here. He's got 10 Gs. He doesn't notice his cash flow here. Nice. Take that. Uh-oh. No. GG's. I mean, so two mistakes that I think he makes here. Number one is I would actually, as soon as I'm last alive here, so in this situation, even though we see this guy flying in, I'm going to go ahead and spend this 10K. Let's go get our teammates back up at this buy station here. Let's keep our game alive. Number two, obviously, we're in a little bit of a tough spot here. He doesn't have smokes. The moment that we see this guy here, this is 100% move first, shoot second, but it can't just be move first, right? It can't, like, you got to move. Notice you're breaking the line of sight here, or you're basically becoming a harder target to track. He's missing you. So you kind of have to kind of turn and shoot here and give it your best shot. You're never going to make it around this corner here. It's just never going to happen based on the way he jumped down. So you have to try to win this gunfight. But again, I think when we look at that, this goes back further to right here and saying, hey, I'm last alive here. Let me go keep my teammates up. At the end of the day, this kill right here, guys, a lot of you guys are like, I need the kill. I need the kill. I need the kill. Technically speaking, if you were to just slow down for a second, buy your teammates back, you could have done the same thing. What this guy did to you, you could have done to the guy that flew in and just held him out of circle. Now, you obviously would have had to figure out where this guy came from. I have no idea. But the same thing that he did to you, you could have done to this guy over here and just held him out of circle and taken the easy kill. Let's go ahead and jump into Verdansk here. So let's go ahead and jump in here with the community member gameplay review on Verdansk. Jumping in here with longtime community member Newbie. And this is already important to note, guys. When you're flying in, you know, take note of where other teams are landing. He's going to go ahead. He sees this guy to his right side here. He's just going to ping that building and say, hey, we know that there's somebody there. They're going for the recon contract, which I do love. But yeah, just noting where other teams are potentially kind of landing in, and the fact that there are teams around you in this POI, just going to help you with your general awareness, your general understanding of, hey, if we go that direction, there were people here. We've got to be head on a swivel. I also do love the contract early. You know, just a little bit of cash flow helps us get that loadout a little bit quicker. See what they do from here. They're all pretty close together in the general area. Most wanted.
They're right next.
So he's going to ping it. They don't have to go push it. If they want to go push it, they can. You know, obviously, if we go get that kill, we get a good little influx of cash. But let's make sure we're in a good spot floor loot-wise and that we can actually win gunfights before pushing over. Why? Right, because when we're going over to a most wanted in first circle, what is most likely the case going to be? That's most likely a full squad of full. Let's assume that it is a full squad that is grabbing a most wanted contract and landing together. This way, they can get a huge influx of cash and get loadout down. If we push over here and it's not, okay, so be it. We're going to take the easy kill. But let's assume that it is a full team.
Listen, I will go right.
By the way, guys, as I said in the Clash portion of this video, if you are looking to get better at Warzone, just give me 30 days. Subscribe down below. Watch my videos. I promise you will become a better player. And if not, oh my gosh, if not after 30 days, you can always unsubscribe. But I guarantee that's not going to happen. Well, I mean, this is going to make this fight really easy at this point because we have UAV up. And it's a solo player. We're going to assume it's a full team until we have something that tells us it's not. Whether it's a heartbeat sensor, whether it's a UAV. Now we can pretty much just go full send this and take this guy out pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty easy kill right there. Now we should go do recon here and still get the cash.
All right, let's get this recon.
Rotating vehicles, guys, I know the importance of a trophy system. I would never give up a heartbeat sensor for anything, to be honest with you. I mean, heartbeat sensors just reduce wandering. They really help us in situations where we're not 100% sure where enemies are. That, in my opinion, is the #1 non-tradable field upgrade. Now, if he goes and throws this on the Polaris right here and then throws it on the Polaris and then drives back here and then goes and picks up the heartbeat sensor, I'd be okay with it. But no way I'm leaving here without a heartbeat sensor. Yeah, nothing really. I mean, they got $19,000.
There's people back there. Just make sure you play your cover.
Which ways? Yeah, he said make sure you keep track of your cover. So it sounds like Newbie's IGLing a little bit. He's taking in-game lead. He's kind of calming stuff out. You know, kind of little gentle reminders to, you know, his teammates. Hey, make sure we're thinking about cover, not getting caught out in the open.
Guy further back here, so keep that in mind.
Guy further back here, so he's remembering information really well. So he knows there's one. Obviously, if teammates won Googe, they could be back here as well. So we need to just be careful of that people could fly in. Now, I'd be starting to push forward towards buy station a little bit quicker. We don't need to keep looting up here, right? We've got loadout. We've got UAV. We're in a really good spot. We don't really need to keep looting here. Let's just go get loadout and then start to go. We have a limited amount of time in a game. Well, it sort of depends on what your strategy is, I guess. If you're going super aggressive, go get loadout. Don't think about anything else. If you're playing a little bit more passive, trying to play for the win, then yeah, we can loot up here. You know, maybe we get a self-revive out of a crate. We can get some cash, more cash. We can buy self-revives. If you're going balanced, then like I would probably generally play. Early game, I'd play a little bit more on the, hey, let's get loadout as fast as possible. And then we play balanced the rest of the game. Making strategic decisions, trying to get some kills, but really focusing on that win.
We can get another UAV.
Perfect. Really good job of him, by the way, noticing their team cash flow. Hey, we can get another UAV here. We're going to have 30 seconds to rotate and then 30 seconds within that gunfight to be able to understand where everybody is and how to approach it. You going car? Should be LTV. What are we thinking here? Make a decision.
Yeah.
We'll he's looking for contracts.
LTV on the way.
Good. His gameplay strategy looks really good right here. He's been a subscriber of mine for a very long time, and has drastically improved. So, gameplay we're obviously focusing a lot on that aim and good. Let's go push this guy. Let's go take the easy kill here. Nice. Is he running Scavenger, Quartermaster, and Ghost? Okay, I'm okay with that. I don't love Quartermaster, to be honest with you. I think Tracker or a Quick Fix is a significantly better option than Quartermaster. There's Muni boxes. If you run Scavenger, I think you do get lethals and tacticals out of that as well. So I very rarely find myself out of lethals and tacticals. So I think Quick Fix to replay and regen your base health quicker, or Tracker. I personally love Tracker. I think it helps with your long-range tracking because it highlights the enemy. So if they're in a bush or behind a tree or something, you can easily still track that enemy and see where he is. So that, for me personally, I think Tracker is the better option, especially in the team dynamic where it live pings that enemy for everybody in your squad. Also, notice cash flow again. Like, they already have another 12 grand. What I can tell you guys is, especially, I mentioned this on Rebirth, you should be watching your gameplays back if possible. You know, whether you're on console or PC, you have the ability to record. Consoles might need a hard drive, but sometimes you're going to miss things, right? Like, hey, let's go grab bounty here, but also let's take note of the fact that we have $12,000. You know, let's make sure we're looking at that and saying, hey, what do we got here? Now, this is a mistake right here, okay? And this is a big one that you guys make when it comes to decision-making and pacing, okay? Don't open the big mini-map. Just drive that direction, right? You know exactly where you are pushing, you 100% for a fact know that you're pushing over here to bounty contract because of the cash flow, because of the kill potential, right? So just drive and watch what happens as we get closer. Watch what happens, right? So instead of opening up big minimap and saying, oh, this is exactly where these guys are, let's just drive, right? Oh, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Well, lo and behold, we see exactly where these guys are, right? We know exactly what building these guys are on, and we can go ahead and start to work this a little bit. Let's see how they approach this. Where are we going here? He's thinking high ground. Good. Obviously struggling with a little bit of map knowledge here. Just an FYI, guys, we're always looking for ladders, jump spots. This little construction area right here, I forget what this is called, but this little thing right here, guys, you can get to roof. It's like a ladder and then a platform and then a ladder and then a platform and then a ladder. That allows you to get to the rooftop. Would have been in a really good position to go challenge these guys. Other thing I will say, just general car dynamics, is don't all get out in the same spot, because if we can use that car a little bit of a distraction, and then they start to think, oh, the car went here, but then obviously two guys push up through this way here, and then obviously you have the car coming from this side. Just a little bit of a smarter decision. Okay, so there's the ladder, but obviously you can see, like, we're kind of losing a little bit of this momentum here. We obviously did not get anything with that UAV. We need to focus. I mean, we're grabbing deployable cover. We can use it. We can use it to mount up. Can they even get across here? I think they can. Just took way too long. Good. Good, good, good. Is this guy still high ground? Yeah, we just don't have a good angle on these guys. Nice. Go and jump across. We know there's 4. Don't shoot your gun. Don't shoot your gun.
That other guy's over here.
Where's this guy? This guy's on your level. He just popped up on your level, I think.
Just hold angles. There's more people below.
Good. Yeah. Nice.
Got the guy in row.
Nice. Good patience. Nice. That should be bounty. Yeah, we got 22 grand. I promise you guys, this game gets so easy when you just start, when you have better cash flow. This game gets so easy. Also, just a note, guys, when you do kill a bounty here, make sure you're taking note of the information. So if you look on minimap right now, you see how you get that ping. Make sure after we kill that bounty, we take note of that information that we get from that.
Somebody's flying in as well.
Good. Somebody flying in. He's doing a really good job of just overall gameplay strategy. Nice.
Somebody bought back.
And we were at 2 kills here. Somebody bought back over to his left side there.
It's further to the right.
No, that should be it. That should be it. That should be it. That's right where the buy station is. We have a buy station down below us here, so this should be... Now, in this moment, guys, I'll be honest with you. Let's see what they do cash flow-wise.
Let's do that.
What are they thinking here? 1.
Pop all.
We going big? Okay, so you have 2 options here. This sort of depends on playstyle, okay? So from this point, you have 2 options. You can go advanced UAV, right? So advanced UAV, guys, is going to be, it's going to be 18K, right? So huge advantage because you really understand where everybody is. There's no minimap ping. It's literally just live. So you have, that costs 18K. The other option here that we could have absolutely gone, I think they have like 20 something grand, is we can go like UAV, right? We can go UAV, and then like self-revive, right? Like self-revives are a huge advantage in fights because it puts pressure on teams to figure out, like, can I get the full kill? Can I not get the full kill? It obviously would allow teammates to continue fighting instead of having to worry about reviving. So, you know, when they're pushing over here 29 grand, 2 UAVs, they can literally do this. 2 UAVs cost 12 grand. All 4 of them could have gotten self-revives. That's $28,000. Everybody has self-revive. That's 60 seconds of information with UAVs. They could have absolutely gone that route as well. They actually could have bought 1 self-revive as well here and started to kick those off. Good. Now let's start to work. Where's our next fight, right? Don't waste this advanced UAV.
Oh my gosh, there's nobody getting close. We do need to go... Honestly, we need to get the hospital as fast as possible. We gotta go take that LTV.
What would I do here? What would you do here? What do you see? Okay, so this is the advanced UAV. We see everything. I mean, there's a lot of people outside of zone. He's not wrong getting to hospital. You know, the other thing that I notice is like this right here. Now, here's my concern. Here's what concerns me. Here's what pops out to me. These guys are going to be on a rooftop, right? right? So these guys are on the, not Overlook, right? These guys are on the other big building. These guys are top stadium. So like, I really, really do, like, I would love to go push these guys and then hold people out of circle. That's one option. I love this little area here because you can obviously hold these people out of circle, but then you've got to worry about top stadium third-partying you with a sniper, right? So I'm actually okay with them going hospital. The only thing that I would say here is like, we've got a ton of time here. Got a minute 21 till second circle even begins to close. So like maybe we go work these guys a little bit, you know, maybe work this guy, maybe work, you know, maybe even like this guy right here. And then we can go hospital and start to think about these enemies outside this way. But you can clearly see like a large majority of the zone here of the teams that are left are outside of circle, which is a great thing, great area to be in. This guy's above you, I think. Yep. Good job grabbing vehicle. Now, you know, aim and movement, guys, is obviously the crucial dynamic of winning gunfights and learning how to outplay. And you don't want to struggle in games because you're losing 1v1s and because you're taking more damage in gunfights than you should be. You know, so we continue to work on that. And then we do start to get into this like gameplay strategy, this positioning dynamic, this decision making, which team to push. You know, I would leave that, honestly. It's dead smack in the middle of zone here. I would 100% have left that. This is going to be in zone for another 2 circles. I would have left that for regain, to be honest with you. That would have been my decision there. Yep, let's go ahead and keep working here. You know, going back, like, the aim and movement is so important, but you're seeing Newbie consistently make really good decisions as IGL here. He's looking at who to push. He's thinking about people that they can hold, making sure that they always have a vehicle to rotate with. You know, he's doing a really good job of cash flow awareness. What do we got here? Another Yui? I mean, yeah, another Yui here. Now, I would go again, Yui and self-revives here.
Between you two.
And the other thing is pacing, right? You can feel like we're playing a little bit slow here. Everything takes a little bit longer than it should, which is also an area a lot of you guys struggle.
Let's go.
Come on, come on. Come on, Crash. Hop on in. Liz is going for a ride on top of the car. Now, there is somebody hot. Come on. Let's go.
Be careful up there, Lissa.
We going back? Yeah.
The minute we start getting shot at,
he's doing a really good job at IGL here. Lissa, be careful up there. Like, just be ready to move if you need to. We should pop here.
Pop.
Yep, pop here. Oh, we got people all around.
One behind us.
Nice, good strafing.
He's dead.
Really, really basic, guys. Just watch his strafing right here. Again, something we can really focus on in Clash and in our warm-up, right? Just a little bit of strafing. You can see him gaining distance, right? You can actually see the bullets missing him to his left. Oh, go get that kill. Don't lose that because he's selfed.
Somebody's on a roof.
Okay. Oh, wait. He did get that full kill.
Go inside the building. We gotta get
they double popped UAV. So this is like the worst thing you can do in a game of Warzone is double pop a UAV because you don't get any benefit. 2 UAVs at the same time gives you no benefit. So be very, very careful about that. Be very smart about like, hey, you pop and then I'll pop the second one, or make sure you guys are communicating who's popping. Yep. Now, obviously, this is the situation where would have been great to have that second UAV, right? Would have been great to have that second UAV. Is Lissa with him? I think Lissa's with him. Also, would have been great to have a heartbeat sensor. Heartbeat sensor would have told us where this guy is. You know, that's where we gave up the heartbeat early. Car over to the right side. And now we lose momentum.
Somebody else is shooting at us.
Right now we lose the momentum in this game.
We gotta go to big building. Go to big building.
Are we just gonna hold big? We should probably grab bounty. I mean, I don't know how many they have as a squad, but they've definitely been getting some kills. They've been doing a really good job of playing a lot of like individual fights. Like they've been finding a lot of solo players, which is exactly what we're looking for. And a lot of times, guys, that comes down to UAVs and decision making. Right? Making sure we're getting the information so we can find the 1v1 fight, and then making the decision to push the team where we have the advantage versus the team where we don't have the advantage. It's kind of tough. Do you push the team of 4 and potentially go in as a 4v4 and potentially get 4 kills? Or do you go push the 4v1 or the 4v2 and you don't get as many kills, but it's a much easier fight? Where is this guy? This guy's moving kind of... Oh, no, he's down below. I mean, yeah, this should be free. This should be free. This should be... Most Wanted's going to take LTV right here. No, he's not. He's down below inside. Yeah, this is...
He's right below us.
Yeah, he's right below. Oh, his SMG execution does not look good. Those shots were not good. His long-range execution has worked well thus far.
Oh, you coming, Wissa?
This is another big thing that you can really work on in Clash. It's just clearing buildings. Really just understanding, like, where is this guy moving to? You can tell he's zooming here. He's definitely running with it. He's going to go up top. Just go meet him up top. Go meet him up top.
Watch that inside zip. Watch that inside zip.
Where's he going? He's right behind the desk, maybe. Or did he go up already? Nice. Nice. Yeah, so using Clash on Verdansk to really understand, like, okay.
All right, let's get up top.
I know that somebody's here. Like, how do I work through this building and ultimately clear it and center and figure out where that enemy is? There's still people. There should be people rotating in, right? Look at our long rotation right here. Long rotation that we got to be aware of.
I'm getting rid of that car.
Good. Get rid of it. Now he's got no... Well, he can take your LTV, so be really careful of that. We have $24,000 right here. 24 Gs. Teammate down. Wait, how did Lissa go now? Uh-oh. From where? From where? From where? Guy down below? Yeah, we heard some footsteps.
Dude, somebody's right below me.
Oh, that guy got out in the middle. Gotta execute. Gotta execute. Good shots. Good shots. Yep. We gotta get that free kill.
Somebody just up on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got sniped too. Where the fuck is this guy sniping?
Would have been great to have self-revives now, wouldn't it? Would have been... Oh my gosh. That can happen. Now, I told you, getting sniped from that far, that's a controllable death. Because if Newbie had self-revive there, he would have been perfectly fine.
No way to...
Unfortunate that you get sniped from that far, but, like, that's just a cash flow thing where when we have a ton of cash flow, dude, he is waiting forever here. I'm pushing this forward. Okay, there we go. When you have cash flow, like, start thinking about those self-revives and using those early because we don't want to burn Gulag if we don't have to. I think they would have been in a much better spot if they had multiple self-revives. Sorry, Newbie. He's asking for comms, and I'm over here talking. Uh-oh. Nice. Nice. Yep. Loadout's still up. By the way, just like I told you, loadout was going to stay in circle, right? So, you know, if every single player on the team hit it and they all got gunfighter, that loadout wouldn't be there. Now, again, if you guys, let me outline this, guys. When you're flying back in, okay, I did this in the Rebirth gameplay. The two things you pay attention to are this is literally a checkbox. Loadout and cash, right? So those are the two things, which means in this situation, number one, we have loadout available, okay? So we absolutely can use this to our advantage. Number two, cash. We have enough money to buy a loadout if we need to. So we're in a really good spot, really easy spot to regain here no matter what, because we can either land by a buy station and buy a load. Well, we can either land free loadout, or we can land by a buy station and buy a loadout if we need to.
Grab that card. No, we have a loadout here.
Oh, no. Just kidding. Crash is dead. So that's unfortunate. But we wouldn't need much cash at all in order to actually get it. We would not need much cash at all to be able to get loadout.
Drop your money.
What do we got here? Drop cash. Good. Good. $8,500. We need plates and stuff. But we should be in a good spot to gain momentum. You know, unfortunate that we get wiped right there. But at the end of the day, we're still in a really good spot here. 10 kills, 7 teams up. 17 teams up. We're in circle, right, which is where we want to be. And we got a nice little regain going on. We have cash flow to get Crash back here. We should be back to full strength pretty quickly. You just need to find, so use your smokes. If you're going to run Quartermaster and you're going to run smokes, then, like, use your smokes, right? There's no, like, I'd rather use it and not need it than, like, go get sniped because I'm on buy station. So if you're going to run Quartermaster, use them.
Yeah, we just...
Okay, look at rotation here. So we got to get Crash loadout. We got to find some plates here. And we probably need to rotate.
If we can loot a little bit here.
I would probably go armor box in this situation, guys. The magic number for armor box is 13 plates. Okay, so 13 plates is where it makes more sense to buy the armor box just based on the cost, right? So plates are $300. 13 plates is $3,900. Armor boxes are $4,000. So in this case, like, they can hold, you know, the way we see it right now, Sniper can hold 5, right? Lissa can hold 4 extras, right? Crash can hold 5, and then Newbie can hold 5, right? So right here, You know, this is 19 plates. That would it just makes sense to get an armor box right here. Make sure that we get as many plates as possible and put ourselves in a good, solid position. Good job.
Got that guy. There's another guy. Flew back. Back towards you.
Yep. You have heartbeat too. You have heartbeat.
Sniper.
Oh, don't challenge that. You cannot challenge that. Just let that go. Just let him go. You're low ground. He's on a head glitch. He's got a sniper.
Right here for you.
And, oh, Crash hit the loadout earlier. There you go. There you go. So Crash doesn't have loadout. Can't get loadout because the loadout disappeared. But Crash can obviously use those.
Do not go to the buy. Drop your money here.
Good. Yep. Drop your money in advance. Cluster. Good. That's from the buy station.
Somebody at buy shit.
Yeah, that's somebody that's on the buy station. Guys, for those of you guys who don't know, when somebody calls in a cluster strike or a precision airstrike, they pop up on radar. They actually pop up on the minimap. So you see it right here. Look at minimap on the buy station. Right? Boom. There it is. So we know that that guy's over on the buy station.
Find me. I know where you guys are.
Yep.
You know.
We might just want to push across here and just try to get across into zone.
When squads die, it's because they're all getting together.
He's not wrong. Squads get eliminated in 0.2 seconds. It's because they're all sitting right next to each other. Yes, for comms. Good. Use your smokes here, newbie. Now, use your heartbeat, then use your smokes. Heartbeat, then smokes.
Oh, he's out back.
Oh, don't over-challenge that. You have no plates. Somebody's got to go get plates. Oh, did they get the kill? Watch bounty.
That was me.
Yep. Use your smoke. Good. Should be armor box. I think it's a waste of cash.
Yeah, no, don't push towards me.
Wait,
shit, I dropped the loadout.
I just don't think you need loadout in that situation. I think you're better off spending cash on self-revives and UAVs. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Crash has loadout guns. You have loadout guns. Like, you guys are in a pretty good spot here.
Dude, I'm dead.
Plate. And they're on a late rotation here. This is the worst spot you can be. Watch what happens here. Watch, this is going to get ugly. This is going to get messy. Yep, watch how messy this gets. Yep, there you go. You got that guy across. You're in a really, really bad spot here.
Just keep smoking.
I mean, this is why you don't rotate late. This is why I told them that they needed to rotate earlier. They just lost Crash, and there's no buy station available. No. Nice. Sniper to your left side. Sniper to your left side. Yeah. Sniper to your left. Full team to your left. This is why you never rotate late. Or rotator. Yeah, this is why you never rotate on the edge of zoning. You never rotate late. Because they're just in such a terrible spot here. Yeah, you just got to back off. And you're last alive just like that. That's what happens. You worry so much about the guy that's right behind you. When in reality, if they had just gotten to this spot right here, like, think about all these people. Think about all these people that are rotating in, right? If instead of doing all this with loadout and all this stuff, they just decided to rotate early, if they got across to here, right, they would not have had to worry about this guy over here. They would not have had to worry about this team over here. And they would have been in a great position to just literally hold all of these people that have to rotate in, right? They would have been in a great position to hold bounty. They would have been in a great position to hold, you know, this guy right. They would have been in a great position to hold this guy right here. Like, just rotate early and think about holding those enemies out of circle versus putting yourself in this really bad position where, hey, you got like 2 kills there, maybe 3 kills here. And instead you traded literally your whole entire squad except newbie, right? That's not a good trade. 3 kills for 3 deaths is not a good trade, especially during endgame, especially late game, especially with no gulag. Just rotate, just get in, just go. Just don't even worry about those guys. You're never going to get that down. You're never going to get the down. Don't pull the trigger. Just get into Polaris. Just get into Polaris and go find a buy station to buy back in. Just get in the car, rotate, figure out where you want to go next, figure out a buy station. Somebody's paying a buy station, which is good. Yeah, so just get in the car and go. That's your only option. You're never going to get there on foot. Good job looking around here. Like, don't just... Yep. You're fine. I mean, if I'm in a Polaris, like, I feel comfortable driving. Maybe not a Polaris. If I'm in an LTV, I feel 100% confident rotating literally dead smack through the middle of zone. If I'm in a Polaris, I feel 85% confident. I'm just trying to keep track of a little bit of cover and ways to break the line of sight. So just in case that happens. Uh-oh. Newbie's got to work on his driving ability. Newbie's not the best driver that I've ever seen. Not the best driver I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, now you're in a really tough spot there. I mean, you could do that in Clash. You could just drive around in Clash. Just work on how you drive around into different buildings and kind of cut corners, break lines of sight. I mean, yeah, this is on, at this point, this is on Newbie here. Now you see the downside of the trade they made. Right? The trade just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to trade. Yeah, they never... Hindsight's always 20/20, but these are the things that we need to recognize from watching gameplays back and learn from. Hey, we just needed to rotate early there. We didn't need loadout. Crash was fine. You know, we had a lot of loadout. I'm pretty sure we had a lot of loadout guns. Good shots there. Those larger shots look significantly better than the ones before. 6 teams left. Got to rotate early here. Gave away his positioning. Good shots. I mean, guys, one shot. We got to rotate early here. We got to try to get to one of these 2 buildings to our left side. Either big building directly. He either needs to get to... Don't... Newbie, stop opening up big mini-map. You see it. You see exactly... You know everything that's right. Everything is right here. Everything is right here. That is everything. You need to get to here. You need to get to here. Trust that little mini-map a little bit more. Nah, just rotate. Just rotate now.
What was that?
Just rotate now. Honestly, this building, in my opinion, is a little bit safer. Because the team that is over here, right, the team that we just shot at is going to try to fight you for this building here. So I would 99.9% try to get this building.
I want to go on this side. God damn it.
Don't even worry about those guys. Okay, or we take the free kill. Joe's an idiot. Joe's dumb. Joe wouldn't have shot in that situation. Joe wouldn't have gotten that kill. Go. Go now. You got double smokes here. Trust your smokes. He's so worried about getting kills that he's... What his biggest mistake right here and why he's last alive is because he's so worried about kills. And all he needs to realize is that if you get into zone early and put yourself in a good position, the kills will come to you. They'll literally be easy. And you'll have positioning, and you'll have cover, and you won't have anything to worry about in terms of, like... Uh-oh. He's dead. Maybe. Nice. Vajra. I mean, that's the building I told him to go to. I haven't watched this gameplay back, but I would have been in a great position to just hold down the fort once again. I don't think anybody's there. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think anybody's there. I don't think anybody's there. Yeah, somebody's there. We know somebody's there. Use the recon drone if you need to. Use the recon. Go. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Smart. 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 Melee. 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 Yes. Yes. Go in the building. Go in the building. Is there somebody in the building? Am I missing something here? There might be. Nice. Nice. Gas mask. Yep. There's somebody in the building. There's got to be. I've got to be an idiot. But you got to know the windows. Oh, he's on the roof. I think I just saw him. No, he's inside. Oh, no. You can play outside. Yeah, you can't quite play outside right here. You can play low outside the building. Come on, newbie. Don't over-challenge that. Nice. Nice. No, 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 no. Just play. No, 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 no. Just play low outside the building here. You just literally, what I would do is I'd play like right behind. I'd play like right here on this corner. Right? This guy should not push out and try to kill you. That'd be a maniac move. I would just play right here. Honestly, if you really wanted to, you could play rooftop. You got to worry, if you go to minimap here, you got to worry about your right side here. That'd be your only concern. But rooftop would give you a nasty head glitch on everybody on this side of the map. And the guy down below you is not going to push out to kill you. That'd be, I mean, that guy pushed out to kill you. GG's. Good luck to him. He gets circle pull. Newbie, I believe in you. I believe in you. Come on, baby. You've played this game so strategically thus far. And you made a lot of good decisions. 2 bad decisions really put him in a tough spot here. Good, good, good. Just watch your right side. You know where everybody is. Good shots. Let's go. No. Sniper, no sniping. Yep, don't. It's a no-down situation, and you're out of plates. No-down situation. Plate up, plate up, plate up, plate up. Oh, nice shots. No, you got to get into zone. You got to get into zone. Use your smoke. 1v2. 1v2. Newbie, let's freaking go. Come on. Newbie has been subscribed to me for a while. This is what happens when you start subscribing to me and watch my videos. Let's freaking go. Come on, Newbie. Come on, Newbie. One. You know where he is. Minimap. Let's go. This is a dub. This is a dub. This is a dub. This is a dub. Let's go. No, come on. Come on. Good. You know he's back there. Yep. Let's freaking go, baby. Well, that's what happens if you subscribe. Oh, what a game. What a freaking great game. Guys, I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.